to show what we are actually doing using GenAI tools. In fact, I just want to share an interesting episode that happened last week. In our programs that we do for very senior architects, one of our clients wanted to ask, they wanted to include a module on giving and providing and receiving feedback. So what we did was, in that, a lot of these senior architects had published a technical blog. And we used ChatGPT to give two kinds of feedback. One was summarizing it with a very polished feedback, with a lot of positive reinforcement. And we asked ChatGPT to give feedback, very honest, direct feedback. And we gave both. And then we evaluated to see how people reacted. Because this was one of the pain points for the organizations, that a lot of these senior folks are not up to, they are giving feedback, but they are not up to receiving feedback on the same front. So I wanted to start with that, saying how we are using a lot of these things. A lot of the grading has become a lot more easier for us with ChatGPT tools. We are using a lot of video editors to come out with 2-minute, 3-minute videos, capsules, as a prelude to our programs during our program inaugurations. We are doing a lot of these things for grading, and of course our mentors will add their critical judgments on top of it. We are using it for a lot of our analysis and visualization work for our reporting and dashboards that we send to clients week on week. So with that introduction, I will hand it over to Gaurav. Gaurav is going to walk us through automated data analysis in Excel using AI tools. Thanks.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today to discuss a topic that's crucial for every organization's success, productivity. So far, this conference has been exceptional, with speakers delivering a wealth of valuable insights on GenAI and its diverse applications. From everyday tasks to intricate challenges, we established this hypothesis that GenAI offers a wide array of potential applications. In this specific productivity clinic, we'll explore into the realm of data analysis using Excel, leveraging the power of AI to streamline our processes and drive efficiency. Today, we are going to focus on two key components: analyzing data, harnessing the capabilities of GPT for text to make our task easier and more accurate. The data we'll be using pertains to learning feedback, performance scorecard, leader dashboards, and some qualitative feedback, right? And all vital matrices for understanding and improving the learning performance. So let's dive right in. So imagine you have a vast amount of data related to learning programs, feedback, and the dashboard and the leaderboards. Sorting through this manually can be time consuming and prone to errors. This is where Excel and AI come into play. By harnessing these tools, we can efficiently analyze large data sets and extract meaningful insights in a fraction of the time that would have taken us otherwise. Firstly, let's talk about data analysis using Excel. So, as we all know, Excel is a powerful tool, but when paired with AI capabilities, its potential is truly limitless. With Excel's built-in function and formulas, coupled with AI-aided analysis tools, we can quickly identify trends, correlations, patterns, and analyze large data sets. Next, let's explore the capabilities of GPT for text analysis. GPT, as we all know, Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is a cutting-edge AI model that excels at understanding and generating human-like text. By integrating GPT into our data analysis workflows, we can extract insights from unstructured text data, such as customer feedback or any qualitative responses, with remarkable accuracy and efficiency. This allows us to also gain deeper insights into customer sentiment, identifying emerging trends and tailor our strategies accordingly. And last, let's understand the analyze data option, and I'll show you a quick demo. So I'm going to do a quick walkthrough how this whole exercise will work, and then we'll run into the demo piece. So in Excel, you will have the add an icon. You go and click on that. You have the analyze data as by default option. Click on, so generally, if you have to build pivot charts, pivot tables, we create it. This is simple English. You type what do you want, automatically the table and the chart will be integrated into the Excel sheet. So this is how it works. And then second is a GPT for Excel Word, right? So this is another add-in. This will require a two-step process. You have to first authenticate your login once before you download this add-in. And once you do that, it will be available to do some sentiment analysis to understand the feedback in a very crisp and structured way. So let me quickly jump into the Excel. So this is the report which I am using. It has umpty number of columns, enough. Okay, fine. Switch it off. Okay, so this has all the code documentation errors. You have scores, overall learner performance, right? Now I want to create one quick information by using analyze data. You click on this. There's already a question. There would be suggestions already given to you by AI, but let me pick up which I've already done this, right? So I want to calculate the average consolidated score by full name. I'll just copy paste this and generate. Now you can insert this pivot chart. You will have the data, you will have the chart, and then you can play it around. And again, any slicing, dicing, any average, anything you can do, right? So yeah, just writing simple English will get you the charts and the dashboard. The other interesting thing is, now if you see, there is a lot of qualitative feedback, what we have received. Now, as a mentor, I want to understand the sentiment of these qualitative feedback. And we have 4 columns and multiple rows. I have to generally go it one by one to understand sentiment. That's where the GPT for text works. So it's a simple 2-step process. First, as soon as you have the add-in installed, which I have already done it, you go and go to this. You can see a list of GPT functions. Yeah, it's visible, right? What I'm going to do, before I summarize, I want to create a new column and build a classifier. Basically, a simple classification saying what is bad, good, positive, negative, and neutral. So the way it works, you click on any cell, go to GPT classifier, insert. So there will be some text given to you here already. You can select, suppose, from here till here, still, and then change it to positive. 1 second. And say negative. And run this. So now you see all that feedback, what you see in 4, combined together, what is the classification. Now you see there will be negatives. There will be, okay, so there's a filter there. Let me remove the filter. Okay, anyways. So you're seeing some of the feedback coming as, what people are talking about this particular row, right? So if you go and study this and read this, you'll realize people are saying something needs to be improved. Now, I have a simple classifier right now, just saying positive and negative. But what specific they are saying about it? Now, I have already done a filter for negative here. That's what you see. I can run a summarize function, GPT summarize. GPT underscore summarize. You just click it here. Now, this is what people are saying needs to be improved, right? And the mentor feedback to the students, right? And this is how you can, and again, there can be 20 columns, 2,000 records, all of that can be analyzed using simple method, right? There was no time to do an exercise. Actually, the plan was to give you some data and play around with that, but happy to take any questions if there is any. Yeah, there is one. So it can be classifier can work the way you define. I defined as positive, negative, right? Now that's where the human application comes in. You need to know what exactly you are trying to classify. I just wanted to look at the sentiment, right? So I can add neutral also, positive, negative, and neutral. If you want to see something else, you can run the same text. If you come here, whatever I've written here in the classifier, if you see the formula at the top, you can change that, right? But yeah, it has to make sense. Otherwise, it will still populate you some records, or if there is nothing like that, it will can give you errors, right? But more important after that is to really know what went wrong, because then only you can identify those keywords, right? And those keywords are given in a. Now, this entire set, what you see on the right hand side, is a summation of all negative, not one column. All 4 columns and all rows combined together, that is a summarization of the text. Yeah.
May I, can I be heard? Sorry, my
can't.
voice is sounding like it's beyond the grave, excuse me. It's really bad right now. So I think most organizations, especially large organizations, they struggle with feedback, right? I mean, what you've shown us right now has all the feedback, encapsulated in an Excel sheet. So what we really struggle with, A, is feedback, second is quality of feedback, and third is, compelling conversations that convince people of feedback, right? These are the 3 areas I think most large organizations will grapple with. Now, when you look at people who have very large spans, for example, 1 is to 100, I mean, you can't expect the quality of feedback really to be great because of the paucity of time, et cetera, et cetera. So in this case, my question really is that is there a way that some prompt words, some keywords, like for example, communication skills, maybe stakeholder management, these keywords can be fed into the system that will populate it in sentences. You can have gradients like, okay, meets expectations, below expectations, exceed expectations. And if this can be translated into a very reasonably acceptable feedback for both parties, right? And also upward feedback, if that can be enabled. So that's my question really, because my struggle today is the lack of feedback. So I cannot encapsulate it or tabulate it and say, okay, these are the top, areas that we need to augment our talent across levels. So that's my question. And it's something that I'm currently grappling with, so I'd love to hear more. Thank you.
Yeah, so yes, it is. Means obviously, when you go into complex tools, this all can be done at scale. But using Excel, there are 2 things. So identifying some keywords, right? You can actually list what you want. You can list the set of, just say, if you are doing a supervised learning, right? How many people performed well in an assignment related to supervised learning? Give me all top 5 statements on that. So GPT list function will allow you to list all of that. Other thing is, there would be instances, right, where you will not have data itself collecting feedback. Now, I do have 80% of record. That's where missing value treatment and all of that will come into play. But for a text data, it becomes little tricky. How would you do that? Now, GPT will allow you to fill some of the cells accordingly, leading from the text itself, right? So idea is to come back and look at the general sentiment, not at a user level, right? If you are able to identify 5 out of 10 saying excellent program, 3 out of 10 said it needs improvement. 2 people didn't give any feedback. Now GPT fill will allow you to populate that information and do that segregation, and again use a classifier, run a list function, and do a GPT fill.
So what you're basically saying is on the learning programs, the feedback on the learning programs.
Yeah, so the other thing that you could do is if you have a lot of these scores in disparate systems or different files, you've collected, you gave the example of stakeholder management, you gave the example of communication skills. Some of the performances you probably have via written submissions. Some of it you have it probably via role plays. Some feedback you have it. So you have it in different formats, right?
Exactly.
You can actually take a lot of these things and ask Copilot to summarize, give it a standard rubric on a scale of 1 to 7. It summarizes beautifully and you'll get your qualitative feedback.
That sounds good. I
Yeah.
actually have Copilot. So let me
Yeah,
try using
you can
it.
definitely try that. It works. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great. Yeah. So this is, means we have ChatGPT Copilot. It can do much more complex tasks. This is for anybody who has been just using Excel. This is free of cost. You can use all the add-ins. You just need to log in and do the domain authentication, right? And that is the essence. Do we want to do the other?
No, just show them the last rules because we
Okay.
only have 20 seconds left. So this was
Okay.
one thing. The other thing that we wanted to
Let me open.
Just show two tools. The lack of time, we have 10 seconds, is Chat PDF, which is again an open source tool. And we have Chat PDF is one. You can give the online link and it will summarize. You can ask a lot of intriguing questions as well. So it's just not summarizing. You can ask a lot of it on the positive sentiments and negative sentiments, the outlook. It can even give page references of a long 50-page PDF or a 100-page PDF, summarize it. In fact, a couple of years back, I recall a lot of organizations, just like O'Reilly and a lot of other MOOCs, there are organizations who had something called as getabstract.pdf. They would give reading materials and people would come back and say, I really don't have time to read a book or a 50-page material. And this was a service called as getabstract.pdf, but today it's completely free with a lot of these open source tools. So this one is a very good thing. And the other one was this invideo.ai that can help you do a lot of videos that I said. The other one is Pop AI. These are some of the tools that we have tried, works really well. So just wanted to share that with all of you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all.